Greetings, Soul Family. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, this is Soul Family Oracle, where I deliver messages from the divine, our spirit guide to the depth of our soul, and our ancestors. And if you're returning, thank you so much as always. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me and all the energy that you put into supporting this channel. Now, pardon my voice. I was in a rainstorm and I caught a very bad cold afterwards, but that's because I was in it for way too long. I was having too much fun in the rain, and yeah. So this particular download, it's taken me a while to do this recording because I felt like my heart needed to be in the right place before I touched on any messages that had to do with love. Because I feel like with channeling messages, like when I'm not using tarot cards and I'm just channeling messages, I always want to make sure that I'm not just channeling messages for my energy or just messages that pertain to me. And this particular message, I feel like was one of those because it has to do with love again. And the last few weeks, like I had to make sure like my heart was in the right place in order to be able to get to the realizations I needed, receive it, and be able to deliver the messages that had to do with the heart. 1, 2, 3 on the timer. So this particular message is saying, or this download was saying that this ex or this warlock is attacking your divine union because their spell work is not working on you anymore. This ex or warlock, or this ex warlock or warlock ex, because this was specifically what was coming through. And I feel like this has to do with another message that I recorded earlier that has to do with this particular energy because it came as a split message. And it was basically saying that whoever this person is that you were attached to before, whoever this ex is, if you already haven't figured out, or if you didn't already know, this person is a warlock from a past life who still is very, very much powerful in this lifetime, even though they themselves might not know. Now, this person, however, has an innate knowing of the fact that they are very powerful, of the fact that they have some really incredible spiritual abilities, even though they don't know to what extent, or they might not know exactly to what extent. But for some of you, this person knows exactly who he is, know what he's capable of. He just wanted to always play dumb around you when it came to spirituality because he always wanted you to feel like you knew more about spirituality, or wanted you to feel more comfortable so that you wouldn't raise an eyebrow if he was involved in certain things that you might wonder about. Because whoever this person is, it's not just some kitchen magic I'm seeing, or the energy that this person carried on from a past life it's not just an energy of like, oh, knowing some kitchen magic, right? 3, 2, 1 on the timer. And what was coming through was this person was attacking your divine union because their spell work on you is not working on you anymore. So whoever I'm speaking to, in the recent past, if not very recently, you have separated from a situationship or a relationship. And I'm saying situationship because this was coming through also as like something that was trying to be like fixed, almost like maybe you and this person had broken up already and you were trying to fix this relationship, or you were trying to get back together. And this is the period in which this person may have been doing this spell work to try and get this relationship to get back together. And what was coming through was how somehow, even though you feel a very deep connection towards this person, it's like innately you felt like this relationship has to end, right? And not only because this person was putting you through a lot of trauma, but also because it was like there's like this, I'm hearing like dangerously addictive energy about the connection when the two of you were in. It was like this dangerously addictive energy. It wasn't about them like they were addictive to you. It was like the energy when the two of you were together. And that was very much because of what this person was doing on the wraps, right? So this was a relationship that had a very passionate intensity about it, and this is as a result of this past life connection. But also the reason why there was a lot of turmoil and there was a lot of trauma and the need for you to release this person was because this relationship is a past life energy. 523, that translates to 5-5. This was a past life energy that basically has come back or came back into this current life for you to release. Because however this relationship ended, is like there was a karmic contract that was formed between you and this person, and this karmic contract was needed was needed to be released in order for you to basically kind of sever the tie between you and this person. And I remember in the other reading it was saying this person had created a karmic cord to you, and they were able to do this specifically because of who they are in the spiritual, right? Now, what was coming through for this message, it just feels like it's going to be a shorter message because a lot was highlighted in the other message, but this message feels very different. And this was saying for whoever I'm speaking to, again, if this was not just in the recent past, you may have moved on from this person and may have already started a new relationship or have been thinking of starting a new relationship. But however, you may have had a lot of bad just bad dates, or not I don't not not really not finding people attractive, but it's almost just finding things wrong with them or things just not going right. So for whoever I'm speaking to, and I'm getting there are two groups in this way. It's for one side, I'm feeling this sense of just wanting to be on your own and deciding that you don't want to have anybody else in your life. But this person, because of this powerful energy they have, this warlock energy they have, they've been able to see into the future timeline of your love life. They've been able to see into the future timeline of your divine union. They've been able to see into the future timeline of you and your divine counterpart. Now, this person, not only did they just see the future part, that was even in the latter part. This person saw right through the period where you were about to break up with them. It's almost what I'm seeing is this person was shown, was giving signs, and was told, may have even had dreams of the fact that you were about to break up with them, or the relationship was about to end, or that you were not going to get back into the relationship with them. And this is what fueled them doing those spell works on you if it wasn't something that was already being done. Because a lot of this energy, of this intensity between the two of you, is also as a result of this past life energy or this past life connection. And so with the severing of that tie or not severing of that tie, it's this karmic contract, or this contract has become karmic, because however it ended in the past life, it didn't end on a good note. And I really felt the need to heavily to do a reading, a past life reading into this particular energy. So I will be looking into that later on when I have the time. I've been quite, my voice is still jacked up, my head still hurts actually quite bad. But so I don't really want to channel into energies that heavy. And even though I like to play it off, I know I'm going to be all caught up in bed very soon. Yeah, so this was coming through as a karmic tie that needed to be severed, a karmic contract that has come back around in this lifetime that needed to be released. And my time is 1911. That's 1911. And this person, again, Spirit was trying to show me how this person had already seen or been given the visions of how this relationship was ending, of how you were not coming back, right? And this is what was causing this person to do this spell work to try and keep you binded to them, to try and keep you, to get you to stay and all that, right? And then eventually started to see into this future timeline of you and your divine union, you and your divine counterpart. And now that was the final confirmation to them that all that they're doing is not going to work, that all that they were putting the energy into to try and bind you to them was not going to work, and that there was a divine union or somebody that was more aligned to you, that you were being aligned to, or somebody that was coming into your life. And then now this person started to do the working on the union, on the relationship. So it's like, sorry guys, but I feel like I'm going to end this message very soon because my throat doesn't feel okay at all. I feel like I need a long cough and time for bed. So this person, in the beginning, were trying to get you to stay, basically bind you, right? Have you remain in this relationship, or basically have you succumb to being in this relationship again? And then they started seeing, or started being shown, the future timeline, this timeline of your divine union, this timeline of like how you are going to be with somebody else, how you are going to end up in holy matrimony with somebody else. So it's like this person was not just shown, sorry guys, this person was not just shown you moving on. They were basically shown like you in the next phase of your life, like you literally being gone forever. You being gone forever, which would be that confirmation of that karmic contract finally being severed, finally being done, finally being dismantled. And I feel like this is coming through heavily right now, because in this lifetime is when this karmic contract is settled or clean or cleared out. And another thing that was coming through, or is coming through now, is the reason why it's happening in this lifetime is because for whoever I'm speaking to, your divine union happens in this lifetime. Just like how whoever this warlock X is, or sorcerer X is, that is like part of a karmic contract from a previous lifetime that is being released in this lifetime. This person that you are connecting with for the future, this divine union that you're about to get into, is also with somebody that is from your past life. It's also with somebody that you had a past life connection with, but not with somebody that you had a karmic past life connection with. This is somebody that you had a divine union with. This is somebody that you had a prosperous, fruitful, loving relationship or matrimony with, right? And so it's like this person can feel very heavily the difference in their energy. And I feel like even they may not understand why they are being shown these things, why they are being allowed to see this 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. But that's because this person still hasn't realized, or still doesn't know, that this is a karmic contract that is being terminated. And one of the things that was coming through in the other message was how from the past energy, or from this past life energy, either it was like it wasn't really as a result of unrequited love from beginning. It's almost like this was a relationship that was not like meant to flourish, but was flourishing, right? Until somehow one of the partners became unaligned. And so one had to move on. And this is the reason why it's like this is being closed out now in this lifetime, because in the past, only one of you guys decided or accepted for this contract to be terminated, for this relationship to be terminated, which means that one person was still very much into the relationship whilst the other was out of it. And so translating back into this lifetime, it's like that intensity, that passion, that connection is still there. But again, that conflict has come again, because this is a relationship that is needing to be released. And so like a lot of the things that happened within this relationship, or that was done by this ex, was as a result of the influence of that past energy that had to reflect in this lifetime for you to be able to see, and for that memory or that part of you, part of your old self to be triggered into some innate remembrance to cause you to finally leave this relationship or to walk away from this person, right? And with all this coming together, again, it's like this person is getting a sense. It's like I'm seeing like this person is getting visions, if not the dreams. And again, whoever this person is, also, they have very, very powerful spiritual gift. And so they're able to see. But the reason they're being shown is not so they can do these things. It's so they themselves can see that you are moving on, that you are severing this karmic tie, you're releasing this karmic contract, so that they will pick up the cue and also move on. The things they're seeing, or the things they're being shown, is they themselves, like their energy, their spirit guides, their team, showing them what is happening, what is about to happen, so that they can advise themselves and move on. So for whoever this person is, it's almost like even their spirit team, their spirit guides are guiding them and alerting them. It's like, you need to let her go. You need to release her. You need to move out of her energy. You need to release yourself from her energy, because she's gone. She won't be yours anymore. This is not something that is being severed even in this lifetime. This cut off is something that is being sent out into the universe to say that this union between these two people, this contract, karmic contract that was born between these two people, is no more. It has been severed, it is done, and it's been released. And now they can both move on without having to come back to meet each other to face certain consequences or repeat certain karmic cycles. And now it's left to this person to accept this and move on, so that they can also find their happily ever after. So I feel like, again, this is not coming in as like them seeing these things so that they can sabotage it, right? Like I see in the message, some people saying these days, like for instance, somebody's, okay, so this is happening, what do we do? The reason we're shown certain things is because Spirit is trying to say, we see what's going on. We're letting you know what's going on. It's not for you to necessarily do anything in the ethers. Sometimes we are given guidance on what we can do here in the physical realm to help the spiritual work, or the things that we're able to do here. And this is like one of those cases, because this is a case of karma. When it has to do with a case that involves karma, your spirit team do not have a say in it. They can only sit and watch and pray as you go through that karmic process, to the point where you come to the realizations that you need to come to, and are able to open-heartedly, with your willpower, seek their guidance, seek their support. That is the only time when they are now able to come in, and only when the other person is breaching some kind of universal law, because there are laws that govern everything, even with the karma that we face, right? So there's a lot of different things. 1919 on the timer, that's 1919. There's a lot of different things that I feel like goes into karmic retributions, goes into karmic cycles, goes into karmic patterns that are repeated in different lifetimes. And I feel like this particular download tells one such story, right? Of how whoever this person is, whoever this ex-sorcerer warlock is, still hasn't come to the realization that you are just part of the story of this lifetime they're supposed to release. And this may have also been because throughout their lifetime here, they were not able to get into that energy, rise into that frequency, until again they met you, or until they were able to meet you again in this lifetime. And this could have been the same pattern or the same storyline from before. Now I'm really curious to do a past life reading into this energy. So for whoever I'm speaking to, I feel the need to add that rest assured that you're heavily protected, that your divine union is protected. However, it's like the reason why this particular scenario, this case is playing out this way is because this person is needing to learn. You have learned the lesson. And as a matter of fact, there's still quite a few lessons about this particular situations that you are needing to learn, but you have learned it, to some extent where you really understand what's going on. But it's like this person is needing to learn it also so that they can release themselves from your energy. Because once you are done and moved out of that energy, you exercise your willpower, and then now you call in your spirit team to guide you through this. And also because, again, they can't just barge in and do and work around something that has to do with karmic retribution, which is giving me the energy of however this karma came about was also partly to do with you from the past life. It wasn't just because of this other person, right? So it's like this is like karmic retribution for both of you, and you have been able to release yourself from it. However, this person hasn't been able to do it. And this obsession or like this energy has become some kind of obsession where now it's like now they see very clearly that it's done, that there's no coming back, that they won't ever be in your energy again, or that they will not have such access to you intimately again. And so now what they are seeing, because again, remember, this person also has spiritual gift, very powerful spiritual gift as a matter of fact. And so now what they're seeing and what they're being shown, which is supposed to make or give them a cue like this is done, like it's time for you to move on and find this also. It's rather making them want to spoil it, want to break it down, want to not have it happen. It's like this person really feels like they're in love with you. This person really, really feels or thinks that they are in love with you. And what I'm getting is, what I'm hearing is at some point they did. At some point they actually really did, but it's like there was a point where this became something else, and that's where they lost themselves. When it became obsession, when it became possession, when it became control, when it became manipulation, that is when the true love was lost. Because this person was giving the opportunity to operate from a space of light. This person was giving the opportunity to operate from this energy of basically like maybe giving this relationship a chance. If not just it being like a karmic relationship. Because another thing with karma is, when karma comes around, usually depending on who you are, before karma revisit, you were given the chance to redeem yourself. And this doesn't mean that karma doesn't get to you, but it means that it deals with you, and then now you are allowed to start over again. You're given some grace. But it's like this person was like just reeling themselves further and further away from that by putting you through so much trauma. So this is a relationship where 2133 on the timer, where you may have gone through a lot. This person put you through a lot. This person cheated on you. This person lied on you. This person lied to you. This person manipulated you. This person took a lot from you emotionally and psychologically, and also physically for most. And this is what basically like drove them to this point of where it's like now not only are they losing you, but they're going to have to live the rest of their life remembering you as the one that got away again. The one that got away again. But that will only even be after they come to realize that this was a spiritual union, or this was like a spiritual connection from a past life that is attached to karmic retribution or a karmic contract that needed to be released. So for whoever I'm speaking to, just like in the last message also, I almost forgot, there was something about cord cutting, right? So for whoever I'm speaking to, you will need to do some kind of cord cutting. There's a cord cutting that needs to be done. There's cord cutting that needs to be done to release this energy, to release this energetic tie or spiritual tie that you have to this person, right? And actually, I don't feel like it's a spiritual tie. It doesn't feel that heavy. It feels like just like an energetic connection. The intensity was as a result of the past life connection that you guys shared. The intensity and the passion, that fiery energy and passion of this relationship was as a result. 2313 on the timer was as a result of the past life connection that you shared. And now that this karmic contract has been released, it's like that intensity is not there anymore. So this intensity is not there anymore. That's why I was like, it doesn't feel like a spiritual connection anymore, because you have learned the lessons. And this relationship came with a lot of lessons. This relationship came with a lot of lessons for you. Whoever I'm speaking to, you've learned so much from this relationship. So many lessons. Unfortunately, most of those lessons had to come through tears. But some also came through laughter. Some also came through love. And so all in all, it's been just like one of those things. Not just one of those things, but I guess you know exactly what I mean. The experiences that we go through in order to grow, in order to elevate, in order to upgrade, in order to ascend. And so on this person's side, however they decide to go on with this is going to be solely dependent on them. But again, as you were detaching or have detached yourself from this energy, it removes them from your energy also, except for this energetic core that they built, they've connected to you. Because again, this person, that possessive, controlling, and obsessive energy of trying to still hold on to you. It's almost like it's you or no one else. But at the same time, when this person was with you, they were cheating. Or when they were with you, they were fantasizing about other things or other people. They were taking you for granted. They weren't treating you as you deserve to be treated. They were abusing you. They were emotionally, psychologically, for some even physically and sexually abusing you. And again, Spirit was saying these were lessons that had to be learned, because these experiences had to come for you to leave this karmic relationship alone, to release yourself from this karmic contract. And so for whoever I'm speaking to, this cord cutting is going to be very important. I don't know how you do your cord cutting, but there are several ways that you can do it. You can check online. I'm sure you can find like at least 5 different ways to do a cord cutting. But me personally, when I'm doing a cord cutting, I'm using a thread. And I channel all the energy of whatever the situation or person is into the thread. And I hold it on both ends with a white candle, and I burn the thread right in the center as if to cut the cord, to melt the cord with the energy of the candle. Another thing also that you can do is to call on Archangel Michael, and you can ask for him to use his flaming sword to cut away the attachment of this, or to use the flaming sword to cut this cord. And you can do that petition or prayer also with a white candle. And I feel like this is where I'm going to leave this message. It's longer than I thought it would be, but yeah, good. As always, I hope you listen with discernment and only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if this message resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe to help us reach even more of our soul tribe. And that's going to be it for me for the night. Have a blessed evening, guys.